So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to do a head turn. It's pretty easy. I'm just going to be using the facial expressions. Say for example, if I should select all these facial expressions, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the eyebrows, and I should move them all collectively to the left or the right. That will give the impression that the head is moving. But to strengthen that illusion, I will use the ears. Now if you notice, both ears right now are actually overlapping the head. To give the impression it's moving to the left or right, all I have to do is put one of the ears behind the head, and it will create that illusion. So let's do that. So here we have the ears on the same layer, and they're overlapping the face because this is the face and they're actually above. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to create a new layer above the ears, and I'm going to call that ear behind. Okay, now I'm going to put this layer below the face. See, by putting it below the face layer, it will appear behind it. So for example, I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to take one of the ears, the left one, cut it, going to the ear layer behind, and paste it. See that? It appears behind it. And that's essentially what I'll be doing. So let's undo that. Okay, now so this will be ear in front layer, and the other one will be ear behind. Okay, so let's say I want to make a head spin to the left. Okay, so I'm going to create, I'm going to name this layer. Let's name it, go to and you can create a layer just for writing notes. Okay, let's call this notes layer. And it's an empty layer, no frames are there, and I just create a keyframe here, which is by hitting F7. That's an empty frame, empty keyframe. Then I go to properties, label, name, and then I can just write in left. See that? It's pretty useful. Then at 10, I'm going to name it right. And the front one can just be, you know, front. So at 15, I'm going to return it back to the front. Okay, so I'm going to create a couple keyframes. I'm going to pretty much, once you create a keyframe, I'm going to show you here. Just create a set of keyframes, right? Now, until I make a change, that keyframe at 15 will pretty much be the same as the keyframe at 1. All the keyframes are the same because I didn't make any change in between. All right. So I'm doing this so that when I create the left change and then the right, it will go right back to the original position at 15. All right. So let's shift or spin or turn the head to the left. So at 15, I'm going to create keyframes. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unlock all the layers except the face layer, and I'm going to select all of these. See, just select all these, and I just move them to the left. See that? But now look at this ear. I have to put that behind. So what do? Go to the ear in front layer, select this one, cut. Okay, and then in this layer I'm going to paste it, and there you go. Okay, and go back to this layer, and then this one I'm going to move it to a little bit more inside. So let's see how that change looks. Actually, I'll move it so it overlaps a little bit. So let's see how that change looks. And that's it. See that? But notice that the ear isn't the one on the left. It doesn't seem that realistic because if it actually rotated, that much of it would not be showing. So, you see? So what I'm going to do is move it a little bit more behind. And actually, this little hair thing, I'm going to change it a little bit too. So if the head turns, it's going to move with the head, right? So there you go. And that's pretty much it. It's that simple. I just move the facial features that's on the face. I just collect them, select all of them, and just shift them to the right, shift them to the left, or whatever side I want them to move to. All right. Now, as far as moving to the right, I just pretty much do the opposite. So say for example, I can select all of these and hold down Option, and by holding down Option, I'm going to copy these keyframes to wherever I move. So I hold on Option, select all the frames, hold on Option, click on them, hold down the mouse key, hold down the left key, and I'm moving them to the right position. Alright, now with all of them still selected, I go to Modify, Transform, Flip Horizontally. Now that's it. Now I moved everything to the right, just like that. See that? So now I have the head move at 5, that I know that's the left position. At 10, I know that's the right position, and 1 is the front position. And it's that simple. If I wanted to even, turn it backwards, it's pretty simple. At 20 keyframes, and all I have to do is select all these, delete them, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So front at 1, back at 15, at 5, left at 5, right at 10, front, back at 15, or I could just use 1. And turn it backwards is 20. And it's that simple. Another thing, actually, one thing I just noticed here, for the ear, notice that the ears are actually facing front, even though this is the back. Well, that's pretty simple. You can solve that by clicking on the ear. Okay, now I'm in the ear symbol. Okay, what I can do is this. I can make this one be the position for the ear at front, and then I can create another keyframe. And this one, frame 1 will be the ear at the front. Frame 2 will be the ear seen from behind. And what will be the difference? I just delete this, and that will be it. Front, back. So now I can select whichever one I want by just selecting the ear, going to Properties, Looping, and then select Single Frame and frame number 2. See that? I can do the same thing for this one. Single frame 2. There you go. All right. So yeah, here we have front view, turns to the left, turns to our right, turns to the front, and this is the back view. All right. Now, if we go to the main timeline, so now we have, here's the head. No changes occurring. Okay. If we want to make him change to the left, all we got to do is select a frame anywhere. It doesn't matter. You can select a frame arbitrarily and create a keyframe by hitting F6. Select this, then frame 5. It looks to his right, his left. Well, his right, our left. Let's select another keyframe, F6, and then we know the right turn is at frame 10. So we select 10, and there he goes. Left, right. All right. So say for example you want him to look behind him. Now let's start from the front. So let's go back to the front view. So select the symbol and go to 1. All right. If I want him to look behind him, I won't just shift from the front view to the back view. It would look pretty odd, as if they just, he just disappeared and reappeared looking backwards. You want it to look as if he's rotating his head. So what you would do is, say for example at frame 80, you have him look to the left, frame 5, and then right after that you have him create another keyframe, and then he looks behind him. So in other words, whenever you want to make an extreme change, you always make a halfway change right before that. So if he's looking from the front, you're just going to go straight to the back. You go first to the left and then to the right, behind, or you can go to right and then behind. All right, so you can see how everything looks. See that? So in the same way, if I want him to turn around from back, I wouldn't go just straight from back to front. No, I would say go to the right, which is 15, and then the next keyframe right after that would be 1, and he's looking to the front. So this one would be 10, and then the next one is looking like, so it looks like this. See? And that's pretty much it. It's a very simple little technique you can use to get a head spin pretty easily.